Hi, folks. It's nice to see you. Today is the 20th of February, 2019, and we are getting ready to start our monthly Global Tarot Circle. We're about a minute away from start time. So if you happen to be watching us in archive, please play along. Please enjoy. Leisha, you are always the first one here. It is so nice to see you. Glad that you're here. And as people come in, and I see that people are coming in very quickly because you guys are good at being on time. That's fabulous. So do as Leisha does and just check in, say hello. You might want to tell us where in the world you are. Amy is here from Portland, and Amy, of course, is in the city that hosts NEWTS, the Northwest Tarot Symposium. And she will be joining us for the Monday Extension Day, where we're doing a whole day of professional development. And that means I get to meet Amy in person for the first time, even though we've been working together for a very long time. So that's one of the things I'm very excited about. Hey, Terry, nice to see you. Glad you're here. Tracy is here. Really glad you all are here and coming in. So say hello. Hey, Brenda Nicholas from right down the street. Glad you're here. Kristen from Connecticut. I'll hope to see you in just a month or so when I'm in Connecticut. And it's Anna from Ontario. Hope you're not freezing your butt off. Well, I could say that to most of you guys. Hope you're all not freezing your butts off. Serge is here. Glad you're here. So everyone says hi. Say where you are. Hey, Julie, also my neighbor. Glad you're here. Now, we always like to start, we do this every month, and we always like to start with burning questions. And the way that works is, if you have a question, and Kimberly is here, and she's here because of a weather cancellation, so, for that reason, I'm glad. So, here's how we do our readings. This is a group process. If you have a burning question, hey, Nilsa, glad you're here. Joanne, Shelley. Hey, Shelley from Putnam. Nice to see you, man. That's where I started, right there on WINY Radio. So, glad you're all here. What I want you to do is type in your burning question. So, what's a burning question? A burning question is the sort of question you would ask a room full of tarot readers, which we are. Do you have a question about your life? Would you like a reading? If so, we will work together as a group to do a reading for you. I will pull a card, but anyone else in the group who would like to pull a card also will, so you'll have to check the comments for the rest of your reading. So, whoever has a burning question, go ahead and check in and let us know what your question is. And let me say hi to Michael Bridge Dixon, who is the artist and author of Orbifold Tarot. Glad you're here from Canada. Anna is here. My neighbor Lisa is here. Glad you're here. And here's our first question from Tracy. And Tracy knows this, okay? When we have conversations about the questions that we ask of the cards, and you do specific readings, general readings, whatever, I really love the question, what does the universe want me to know? And that is the question Tracy is asking. So, those of you who have your cards with you, go ahead and get shuffling. It is time for us to get going for our February Global Tarot Circle. What does the universe want Tracy to know? What you're going to do is write her name, pull a card, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. And so if we're reading for you, listen to what I have to say, but then go look in the comments and see what other people have to say. And I am seeing friends here from all over the world. And if you can't participate in the readings, that's okay. We can still read for you. You can still hang out. In the second half, we'll do a workshop. And so if you're not with your deck right now, you are still welcome to be with us. Okay. What does the universe want Tracy to know? And again, if you want to read for her name, Tracy, Tracy, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. What does the universe want Tracy to know? Ace of Cups. Okay, so if you are in a love relationship, this could be about deepening it. If you're single, this could be about welcoming a new partner. But on a very deep spiritual level, this is about the healing of the heart, the opening of the heart chakra. It reminds you that love is all around you, just like that old Tesla song. So that's for you, Tracy. What a good thing for the universe to want you to know. Okay, Leisha, my question is about my current job. Do you see if I'll be there long term? Okay, folks, what do we see for Leisha's current job? Go ahead and write his name, Leisha, Leisha, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Will he be there for a while? What do you see about the job? So this is interesting. I got the Chariot reversed, which disturbs me a little bit. And I've just got to say hi to Ana Luisa. I am so glad you made it here. I'm not sure where in the world you are, but I bet it's a weird time of day for you, and I'm glad you're here. So back to Leisha and your job. The Chariot reverse doesn't make me really happy here. It suggests that you may be there for a while, but you may not want to be. And so let's see what other people have to say here. I would like to put some energy into turning this card right side up for you, which would then make me say, well, there could be forward motion at the job, or you may be moving on to a better job. So there may be some stuck energy there for you, Leisha, that you're going to have to work through. Okay, Serge, my burning question is what to do about job search. I'm burning out from this question already. Okay, Serge needs a job. What can we do to help Serge get a job? Go ahead. The name, Serge, S-E-R-G, the card you got, and your interpretation. What does Serge need to know in order to get a job? Ooh, Three of Swords reversed. I wonder if there has been some trauma in this department before. If you've had some rejections, if you've had some bad jobs, if you've had some period of unemployment, making you feel like this is going to be a daunting task. Maybe it already has been a daunting task. But what this says is you've got to do it with an open heart, with a healed heart. You've got to go into it expecting good things. And if you expect good things, you will find good things. Let's see what other people have to say. And again, if we're reading for you, go ahead and scroll through the chat thread. Find the readings that are for you. Feel free to interact with people. A lot of the wisdom that happens at these things is happening in the comment thread. So make sure you read. Okay, Amy. Amy wants to know, what is the most important thing for me to focus on during this time of transformation? And those of you who have been here before know that Amy and her family have moved all across the country to Portland for her husband's exciting new job. And that is a huge transition and transformation. And I'll add, too, that Amy is also a professional reader who was really getting her business going in her old town and now is in a whole new town. So, what does Amy need to know? If you would like to read for Amy, her name, A-M-I-E, the card you got, and your interpretation. And thanks everyone so much for participating. I see a lot of readings going on here, and that's what it's all about. This opportunity for us to share spirit and wisdom and study and conversation together across the miles. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. It's all good, Donna. I'm glad you're here. We'll wait for you. We'll be doing readings for at least the next 20 minutes. We got time. Glad you're here. Okay, let's see. What does Amy need to know? Amy, Two of Swords reversed. There's so much to do, so many decisions to make, so many things to figure out, and you may be feeling very pressured. Just chill and breathe. It's okay. You have the rest of your life to figure out this new thing. And what this new thing is, don't freak out too much. I feel like this could be very stressful. And what you need to know is to just chill and let it unfold. Okay, let's see. Anna Lima. We've got a few Annas here. And so this is for Anna Lima. Go ahead, and if you want to read for Anna, go ahead and put her last name in case we have readings for other Annas who are here. Okay, so Anna, A-N-A, Lima, L-I-M-A. Am I going to be involved with this man again? So what do we think? Will or should these two people be involved together again? Let's take a look and see what we see. And if you'd like to read for Anna Lima, go ahead and put her name, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. Okay. The Sun reversed. There may be an opportunity to get back together, but I think you have to really think about whether this is a great combination or not. There may be moments that it works, but I feel like there may be ways that this takes away from your own inner shine, from your own inner light. It may be, Anna, that you have in this relationship, and maybe in some others as well, that you have let other people steal your strength or your light, and you've given it to them. It's good to let someone else shine, but it's also good to let them let you shine. Okay, Kristen, I have a question about reading. Oh, good. This is a great question, and I'm going to interject it right here, right now. So if anyone wants to speak to this, just go ahead and speak to Kristen's question. Here's her question. I have a question about reading. When I pull cards in here, often I will pull the same card repeatedly for various inquiries. Same. That has happened to me too. I think I latch to people's energy and can't shake it off or something. Does that make sense? Maybe not. I would say that it's an exercise, because the whole reason we're doing this really is for the exercise. And that is, it is an exercise in being able to interpret the same card in different ways, in different situations for different people. So I would not necessarily say that that same card belongs to the first person it came up for. I know that when I do events, corporate events and parties, very often everyone in the assembled group will get similar cards because they're dealing with a similar thing. They all work in the same place, for example. So when we're all here together, there's a similar energy that ties us together. That may cause similar cards to come up, but it is still our job to interpret those cards within the context of the question and the person. And that is, I think, the universe stretching your tarot interpretation muscles. That's my thought on it. I'd love to hear what other people have to say. All right. Miranda, so nice to see you here. Miranda says, I have a question about my job. It's a soul suck. Yeah, I do know this about you. Do you see me getting a new job anytime soon? Okay. Anyone who would like to read for Miranda, go ahead and put her name, Miranda, the name of the card, and your interpretation. Do we see a new job in Miranda's future at any point? Six of Pentacles, are you looking for a new job, Miranda? I feel like if you want a new job, you need to put more energy into it than you have been. Okay. And thanks again to everyone who is doing readings. Hey, Celeste, nice to see you here. I'll be in your neck of the woods before too long. And I know there's a Putnam person, there's a Putnam person here as well. So let me just do the shameless self-promotion and say I am getting ready to travel to Connecticut and parts northeast. At the end of March, beginning of April, I will be available for private readings in Madison and also for house calls and psychic house parties. So hit me up if you'd like to see me while I'm in town. Okay, Celeste, what does my family's health hold in store for the future? Okay, so that's an interesting question because the family is big. There's a lot of people. And I assume what you're looking at is the physical health of the people that you care about in your family. Do we think that people are going to be mostly well? Do we think that there might be one person who's having an issue? Do we think there's going to be a lot of issues? Now, I know that a lot of readers shy away from doing health readings because we're not doctors. We can't make diagnoses. We have to refer. But I think it's okay to look at the energy here. And we could also say, what does the family need to do in order to maintain better health? So, anyone who would like to take a look at this, go ahead. Her name is Celeste. Pull one card and your interpretation. Okay. Page of Pentacles reversed. So there may be an older person who is needing more help. There may also be someone in your family who may be a little younger, not a child, but maybe younger, who is not taking good care of themselves, and there may be an issue that comes from that. I think the real question for you, Celeste, is how much can you help, and how much do you need to make sure that you take care of you yourself? Okay, Victoria, thanks for being here for the first time. And I've seen a lot of people come in, including Erica, my niece. So happy to see you. Glad you're here. And thanks to everyone for being here as we enjoy Global Tarot Circle and read for each other. Okay, Victoria's question, will I have children in the future? If you would like to take a look at this for Victoria, just put her name, Victoria, the name of the card you get, and your interpretation. And of course, again, if we're reading for you, make sure you scroll down through the comments so you can see all the readings that are for you. And feel free to interact with the people who are reading for you. Okay. Victoria. Will Victoria have children? Let's see what we got going on here. King of Cups. So while that is not particularly a card that speaks to children or fertility, it can absolutely speak to love and love with a man, which is an easy way to make babies. So I do feel like this really is possible for you. Now, let's see what we got going on here. We got Joanne doing readings. We got Terry doing readings. We got Ana Luisa doing readings. Lots of readings. Hey, Mark Saylor, so glad you're here. Okay, let's read for Mark. Anyone wants to read for Mark? His name, M-A-R-C, one card, your interpretation. His question is health and family. So how do you do that with one card? Your choice. You can look specifically at health. You can look specifically at family. You can just sort of focus on that area and see what comes up. Let's see what we got. And Mark, make sure once we do this that you scroll through and look at the readings that come in for you. What do we see for you? Oh, this is beautiful. 10 of Cups. This suggests to me that the family will prosper, will do well. It's not really a money card. It's more a love card, but still, in terms of the currency of family is love, and that's why I say prosper. That people will be communicating with each other and understanding each other and being loving toward each other. And I would see this as a happy card when it comes to health or, really any other thing. So I feel good about that for you. In fact, my key phrase for that card, Mark, is happy family. Okay. So let's see what we got going on here. More readings. Sharon McGuire, so nice to see you. Yes, I have read for you. I remember. Nice that you're here. Okay. More, and here's Sharon's question. What do you see about me as far as health and family is concerned? And again, with one card, we'll see what comes up. Let's be open to that question. If you would like to read for Sharon, just put her name, Sharon, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. What do we see for Sharon? Okay, 5 of Cups reversed. There has been a problem here. Whether that is an issue with a family member, whether that is a health issue, whether it's more than one thing, there have been difficulties. But I feel like things are perhaps getting better. There is perhaps opportunity for healing. What you need to be careful about is where you put your energy, where you put your focus. You know, there may be some grief or some difficulty here for sure, and I'm so sorry to see that, and I'm sorry to say it. But there are positive things here too, so make sure you stay focused there as well. Okay, Shelley. Is there a new house in Shelley's future? If you would like to read for Shelley, go ahead and put her name, Shelley, the name of the card you get, and your interpretation. Is there a new house in Shelley's future? Justice reversed. It's going to be a trick. You have to be careful. It's going to take some time. Maybe there's a time with maybe there's a problem with financing. Maybe there's a problem finding the right house. This is not to say it can't happen, but it's not going to be swift and easy. So if this is something you want, really take your time. You may have to jump through some hoops to make it happen. Okay. And remember, if you're reading for someone, we've got so many readings going on here. Make sure you put the name of the person you're reading for. Okay. And make sure you not only put the name of the person you're reading for, the name of the card, and your interpretation for the card. From Terry, my first grandbaby, a girl, will be born around August 1st for Lunasa. How amazing is that? What can I expect about the little one? Okay, so this is a baby girl. What do we want to know about Terry's first grandchild, a granddaughter? Anyone want to read for Terry? Her name, Terry, Terry, the name of the card, and your interpretation. What do we see? Queen of Rods reversed. Okay, your daughter may have some difficulty with the pregnancy. Not necessarily anything terribly dangerous, but it might be a hard pregnancy for her, so be aware of that. Be aware that labor and delivery may be difficult as well, and that mom might be very tired in the first few months. So what I can see about this baby is you may be able to have a real strong role helping out, because I think mom is going to need some help. I'm hoping she lives relatively near you so you can be really a part of the process. Okay. Let's see. What else do we have going on here? Okay, Lillian. Okay. Lillian wants to know about her career. If you would like to read for Lillian, go ahead and put her name, Lillian, Lillian, the name of the card you got, and your reading. And again, if we're reading for you, make sure you scroll through and read all the readings. You can interact with the readers. Terry says, in regards to what I saw, is this has been in your dreams. Yeah. So be aware. Be aware. Okay. What can we know about Lillian's career? 8 of Wands reversed. It feels a little stuck. Maybe you want something new. Maybe you want some growth. It doesn't seem to be happening right now. You may need to push on it a little more. You may need to communicate with the right people or put yourself out there in order to get the growth that I think you want. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. Okay. Hey, from Kimberly. Okay, question. Will my landlord make my transition to a new apartment difficult when he finds out and hold back on returning the deposit? Okay, Kimberly needs to know, and congratulations on the new place. Kimberly needs to know if she's going to get her deposit back. So if you would like to read for Kimberly, go ahead and put her name, Kimberly, the name of the card, and your interpretation. Will Kimberly easily get her deposit back? Judgment reversed? I don't think so. Be prepared. You may get it, but it may take time. Okay. Martha. Martha wants to know what she needs to know. Okay. If you would like to read for Martha, go ahead and put her name, Martha, Martha, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. What does Martha need to know? King of Swords reversed. I wonder if you have either a difficult man in your life that may be romantic, it may be something completely different, a parent, a brother, it could be anything, and or a man with whom you're not communicating well. This could be about needing better boundaries with this particular person, and it could be about needing to open up better communication with this person. So I think what you need to know is there's this particular person in your life where you may need to reassess the way you're relating to this person and communicating with this person. Let's see what else we see. What does Martha need to know? You can go ahead and read for her now. Okay, Maria. Oh, this is such a great question, Maria. Maria has a question about spread. She says she and her husband are new to working with tarot and wants to know what a good spread would be for an individual reading and a good spread when reading for someone else. So here's the thing. For those of you who don't know this, we have a group here on Facebook called Global Tarot Circle where we can chit-chat with each other throughout the month. We do this once a month. But right before our meeting, I always go in there and I say, okay, what do you want to talk about this time? Because I like to do readings for the first half, and the second half, I like to do a little workshop. And it was requested that we talk about spreads. So you're going to get a lot of education about spreads, but I will say this, Maria. I do not think that there needs to be a different spread that you would do for yourself or that you would do for someone else. Any spread that's good for you is good for someone else. Any spread that's good for someone else is good for you. And we'll be talking about favorite spreads and the spreads that work best in just a few minutes. We're coming to the end of our first half. There's a lot of questions here, so I want to try to get to them. So we will do readings for a few more minutes, and then we're going to go right into our workshop about spreads. How timely is that? And congratulations for joining the world of tarot. It is a wonderful thing. It is life-changing in all the best ways. Okay, let's see what other questions we have here. And Joanne commented on Kristen's question about getting the same card for different people. She agrees with me. One card can mean something different for each person. And now Donna has an interesting thing about that too. She says she'll take it as a message to herself, so that if she sees a repetitive card in readings, she will also take it as a message to herself. And I think that's good. I think that happens in readings, that sometimes there'll be a message there for you, but it's also a message for the other person. Remember that the cards are very multi-layered. Okay, and Martha says she doesn't know maybe who this man is that I'm seeing. And so it may be something that hasn't happened yet, as you said. So be kind of open to issues of communication, especially with men in your life. Okay. Let's see what we got here. So many people participating in readings, and I really appreciate that. And Erica wants to know if all is well with us here in Florida, and the answer is yes. We are all doing well. Nana's doing well. Everyone's doing well. Okay, Michelle Burning question, do you see me finding the love of my life in the Air Force, or do you feel that I've already met him? So again, interesting question for one card, which is kind of the game here, is we all only get one card. So how do we want to handle Michelle? Will she find the love of her life in the Air Force? Do we feel that she's already met him? You know, I'm inclined to break the rules. I do not know how to do that with just one card necessarily. So if you have to do 2 cards for Michelle, you're allowed. Go ahead and put her name, the name of the card or cards that you drew in your interpretation. Do we see her finding the love of her life in the Air Force? Knight of Pentacles, quite possible. Do I think you've already met him? Knight of Rods, no. Now, wasn't that interesting? I'm glad I did the 2 cards because isn't that fun to be able to see that juxtaposition? Will she find him in the Air Force? It looks like she might. Has she already found him? She's found something. But I don't think there's anything there that would be permanent, not with the Knight of Wands reversed. So that's a fun little exercise of comparison, isn't it? Okay. Let's see. Linda, my burning question today is, do you see my husband getting a promotion soon? Okay, if you'd like to read for Linda, just put her name, Linda, Linda, the name of the card, and your interpretation. Will her husband get a promotion soon? The World, I think it's coming, but not soon. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Amy figured out that Miranda's a writer. That's awesome. Okay, Susan is here, cooking and listening. And Lisa, any messages? This is Lisa Von Leal. Any messages for me about my family? If you would like to read for Lisa, go ahead and put her name, Lisa, Lisa, the name of the card, and your interpretation, anything about the family. 3 of Cups. Now, I happen to know that there have been in some pockets of the family some disunity, but the 3 of Cups really talks about getting the people together that you enjoy and having a good time with them. So I feel like this is a happy, a healing family thing. It may not mean that they'll be healing between all the areas of the family where there's been trouble, but it does mean that there is something cohesive and nice and happy here that needs to be celebrated. That was nice to see, actually. Okay, Donna, my burning question. Okay, so Donna is actually coming to Newt's, the Northwest Tarot Symposium. I'll be there. I realize like I'm flying in 9 days. I think Donna's going a day earlier. So it's coming up really soon. There still are spots available if people want to join us. And I, along with Jenna Matlin and Jay and Jadzia DeForest, will be presenting a day-long extension day, the Professional Development Day, on the Monday at the end of the symposium. So if you happen to be a person who is a professional reader or wants to be a professional reader, this is a good thing for you. Okay, now she wants to know, Donna's doing double duty for this. She's going to the conference. She's also going to be visiting with her daughter. And she wants to know about her visit with her daughter. How will her visit with her daughter go? So if you would like to read for Donna about her visit with her daughter, go ahead and put her name, Donna, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation. How will her visit with her daughter go? The World, I think a lot will be resolved and understood that has not been resolved and understood before. Okay, let's see. Okay, Aaron. Aaron. So I did a Finding True Love spread, and within it I got Page of Wands for challenges and 7 of Swords for this is how, where, when we meet. And I've heard those 2 together mean cheating. So would you say that this means he'll cheat on me or me, him? It could also mean that that's how you meet, is you end up cheating with each other. But I would not necessarily, in this context, I would not see that conversation mean cheating. I would say, and if anyone else wants to ring in on this, please do. Her name is Erin. Tell her what you think. Page of Wands for challenges may be a person that you like who is a little immature. It may also be a challenge to find someone who has the same level of creativity that you do. Seven of Swords for the how, where, when we meet. I would say a meeting by chance or a meeting in an unfortunate circumstance. You bump into each other literally in the grocery store and you drop your salad dressing or something like that. Or some misunderstanding. You meet with a misunderstanding. Okay, let's see what we got going on here. We are coming to the end of our time doing readings. And remember, if you are reading for someone, go ahead and put their name in and the name of the card, as well as your interpretation. Okay, this is for Anna, A-N-N-A, Anna. My daughter is spending an expanded period of time in Italy. Her longtime friend Peyton is going to meet with her in March, and they're going to travel together for 2 weeks. Will they have a good time? So, Anna's daughter and her friend Peyton traveling together for 2 weeks. How will that go? If you would like to read for her, Anna is the name, A-N-N-A. Go ahead and pull a card. Tell us the card you got, her name, and your interpretation. Four of Pentacles. I think they will be safe. I think that they may not have a huge amount of money, and that's going to limit things. And they're also going to need to have good boundaries with each other. It may not be like the super most fun trip, but I think there'll be a lot of growing and a lot of good things that come out of it. Okay, let's see. Okay, Erica, my niece. Feeling particularly blessed these days. Would love to hear what a card reveals about my blessings. Okay, that's a nice thing. So, the good things that are going on in Erica's life, what do you see about that? Go ahead. Her name, Erica, E-R-I-C-A. The name of the card, and your interpretation. And Erica, after you hear my reading, just go through and read and see what other people have to say for you. The Nine of Pentacles reversed. What that says to me, Erica, is you're used to your life not being easy. You're used to your life being hard. You're used to having difficult things happen. And so you've got these great blessings, and it's wonderful, and you're in a place of gratitude, and that's very appropriate. The question, though, is, are you sometimes not secure in yourself? Do you sometimes not see the blessing that you are? And so this acknowledges that you've had difficult times and things seem to be getting better, and that's beautiful. It acknowledges how good it is to be in a place of gratitude. But you also have to trust that no matter what happens, good or bad, you will have the strength and the ability to get through it and get through it well. It feels like you still are missing a certain amount of confidence, whether that's confidence in yourself or confidence in the universe. You are asked to not only be grateful, but be confident. Okay, and Linda, if I missed you, go ahead and put it in again. Don't make me scroll back. And that's true for anyone. If we've missed a question, and I'm only doing one question per person, if we missed a question, go ahead and put it in again. I do apologize, but we're going through pretty quickly here. Hey, Mary, glad to see you here. What question should I look for? Work? And we'll do readings for another 6 minutes, and then we will stop. And when we stop, we're going to do a little workshop on spreads, so get ready for that. Okay, and people are reading for Erica, so make sure, Erica, you check that out. And thanks for joining us here at Global Tarot Circle for the very first time. There are a few first-timers here that we really appreciate. Okay, and so we'll handle the questions that are here. I've got Terry's question. Um, any questions after Terry? If Linda gets her question in again, we'll take that. After that, we are done with questions for this month. Okay, Mary, what direction should I look in for work? If you would like to read for Mary, go ahead and if you would like to read for Mary, go ahead and do that. Sorry, I get lost once in a while. Her name, Mary, the name of the card you pulled, and your interpretation. What direction should she look for work? The High Priestess. So typically for me, the High Priestess is nurses and hairdressers. So if you have any background in cosmetology or medical, go in those directions. If you don't have a background there, you may still want to look in those kinds of areas to do something where your skills are in something that is about medicine or healing or beauty or wellness. That's where I'd put you. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Hey, Maureen, nice to see you. Here we go, Linda. How will my finances be in the next few months? Here's Linda's question. So, if you'd like to read for Linda, and I think this is our second Linda here today, this is Linda Rogers. Go ahead and put her name, the name of the card you got, and your interpretation for Linda and her financial situation. 9 of Wands, it's going to be tight, and it's going to be tight for a little while. I feel as though you want to, Celeste wants to know about nurses and hairdressers. I'll tell you why. I will tell you why in a minute. Okay, Linda's finances. I think it's going to be one thing after another. You're going to be fine. You'll be okay, but this is going to be a pain in your butt for a while. I would say maybe come September, things start to be better. So be frugal, be scrappy, be patient. It will get better eventually. Okay, so why nurses and hairdressers for the High Priestess? Well, for 2 reasons. Number one, those tend to be careers that are often held by women, and the High Priestess is the most feminine of the cards. But the High Priestess is also the most perfect. She's a perfectionist. And nursing and hairdressing seem to be 2 careers that draw perfectionists. And thank goodness for that. I would not want a nurse who wasn't a perfectionist, and I would not want a hairstylist or a cosmetologist who was not a perfectionist. So when we ask about career, that's where the High Priestess takes me. Okay, let's see. For Liz, and we're coming to the end of our readings for this time. Okay, Liz, what is in store for me in my love life? If you would like to read for Liz, go ahead and put her name, Liz, L-I-Z, the name of the card you drew, and your interpretation. What do you see for her love life? 3 of Cups reversed. Be careful. There may be someone in your life right now that is not working out, or you may have had some not great things. You want a person that you can feel really comfortable with. You want someone you can have fun with, but not someone who is all about fun, someone who can also be serious. If you have a relationship right now, there is something out of balance here. That does not necessarily mean it won't work, but it does mean you have to restore the balance. Okay, and looking through. Give us just 1 second. We'll be getting on to our conversation about spreads in just a moment. And I see other people think that there's going to be a baby in the baby question. That's fabulous. And I so appreciate everyone being here. We have more people. Every month we do this, more people join us. And I so appreciate that. I so appreciate all of you being here. I see John I'm having a hard time with your name. I can't get around your name, John, but I'm so glad you're here. He has written a great book about the major arcana, and I am looking for those final questions. I promised a final question, and here we go. This is the final question, folks. For Terry, this is our second Terry tonight. It's Terry, Terri. Any messages for me about my career or financial success? If you would like to do this final reading this evening, Terry, her name, the name of the card you got, your interpretation. This is about money, career, success. What do you see for Terry? Two of Cups, which tends to be a really good card for love, but it can also be a good card for career in that it can talk about a great partnership. So it may be a job in which you have a counterpart or some sort of partner that really works out very well for you. So look for that. It might be a mentor. It might be someone that you are working with, someone who can help you get where you need to be. Marani, John Marani. Thank you. And make sure you look for his book. John, go ahead, and everyone can do this. Please do shamelessly promote your stuff here. If you have a book, if you have a website, if you have a business, go ahead and promote it. Let's support each other. And it's very interesting that we were asked today to talk about spreads because I have just released in my brand new Card and Craft Academy, I have just released a new video class on my 11-card Celtic Cross spread. So if you go to my Facebook business page or my personal page or the Global Tarot Circle page, you'll see a link there, and it's on sale right now for $25. So please learn my Celtic Cross spread, and that's where I want to start is, what is your favorite tarot spread? That's what I want to know. Do you have particular spreads that you like? Do you not use spreads at all? Go ahead and chat in and tell us about the spreads that you like to do. Now, while you're doing that, let me talk a little bit about my take on tarot spreads. I use two different methods, and I would advocate everyone be able to use more than one method. If you're just starting out, of course, it's going to take a little bit of time to learn that. But I think that everyone should have a go-to spread that is a comprehensive spread that deals with all the different departments of life. That can be a Celtic Cross, which is my favorite. I like my 11-card Celtic Cross. And so if you love the Celtic Cross, you definitely want to see this modern interpretation of that spread. But what's another comprehensive spread? The Seven Sisters, the Astrology Wheel. These are all good comprehensive spreads because you don't need a question going into it. But what if you do have a question? What if you're doing one of these spreads and you have a question? What you can do is just sort of be open to whatever comes up in the spread, but look for things that speak to your area of concern. Julie before was asking about when we do couples readings. My way of doing a couples reading is to do a Celtic Cross for each person and look at how they show up in each other's spreads. And Julie's wondering how that works. Well, each person is going to have their own stuff, and that'll show up in their individual spreads. But you'll also see evidence of the other person and of their common issues. If they have kids together or a home together, you might see that as well. So with a comprehensive spread, you can go into it with a question in mind, or you can go into it just looking to see what's going on in all of these different departments of life. Now, so that's one way to read, is with a positioned comprehensive spread. Another way to read is with a dialogue or non-positional spreads, where you just put out some cards and let it flow. That's a good way to read too, and I like to do that when I have a specific question. And when I do that, I'll just ask the question and I'll pull a card. And if the card answers it right away, great. If not, I keep pulling cards until a story emerges or until I get some answer. Now, the answer may not be the final answer. A new question may be developed. So then I'm going to pick that up, shuffle, and ask that question. And I'll keep going until I drill down to get all the information I need. Now, let me look and see what other people are saying about spreads. And I thank you all for doing these readings. Really fabulous stuff. And Donna is encouraging Maureen, our friend, neighbor, and classmate, to come to Portland. And I think that's a darn good idea. Let's see. Let's see what we got going on here. Lots of readings. Okay. Let's see. And this moves quickly. Not every reader is going to get to every question, and that is okay. Let's see. I am looking for our conversation on spreads here because I know people were writing in. And here we go. Well, from Michael Bridge Dixon, I often don't use spreads, but instead I cut the deck into 3 piles, usually 2, 3, or 4. When it's 2 piles, it's a choice and yes, no questions. 3 piles for past, present, future, or other traditional triads, and 4 piles for the 4 elements. I'll turn over the entire pile as a stack, and the bottom card, which is now face up, is the first card I read. That's beautiful. For more depth, I read the top, which is now beneath, and that's all I got to see. Hang on, here it is. Okay. Which is now beneath the pile for a deeper aspect of the answer. And then I'll sift through each pile and get a sense of what's going on based on which cards are within which pile for more details. You know what that is? That's like a modern version of a piece of the opening of the key. So very, very interesting. Very interesting. Maria asks, what is the name of the individual card spread? I'm not sure I know what you mean by that. If you could rephrase your question, we will try to answer. Maureen says, I do a 9-card spread. Top is 3 is the past. Middle is the present. Bottom is the future. Laureen does, I do what I call the continuing conversation spread a lot. It's a no spread spread. So I guess that's a non-positional spread where you just put out cards and see what you see. Let's see. Tracy says, I also have a spread where I pull 1 card to represent the client and then surround it with 4 cards to represent what energies are around them at this moment. Oh, how interesting. Tracy uses that Celtic cross. Yes, indeed. Donna says, I have one but don't know its name. 3 lines of 3 and relate them in lines and angles and what's behind and in front. I think a lot of people do that. Susan loves circular, holistic spreads based on the elements with oracle cards in the middle, and I read it like a clock. Well, and that's another thing. How many people like to mix in an oracle card with their tarot reading? That's always a fun thing to do. You know, it's a funny thing. Those of you who know me know that I am such a tarot person. I am kind of disrespectful of oracle decks. But there are a couple that I really enjoy, and I don't use them with my clients. But I do wonder from time to time, would that add something? Would that add a thing? You know, so I'm more respectful of oracle decks than I used to be. Kristen likes the Celtic cross. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. And yeah, we had 2 Lindas and we did both of them, you guys. So look back and find out which Linda is which, because we did do both of them, and I am sorry for the confusion. Okay, Kimberly likes to do it like Lorene does and just talk to the cards. One card per question, building on the responses that come from the tarot itself. Ana Luisa likes to use oracles and also the Rory cubes that add some extra info. So very cool stuff. So how about this? Based on, and I forget who it came from, but one of you, hey, Tamara, haven't seen you in a long time. Glad you're here. So, okay, one of you, and I forget which one it was, and I apologize, talked about putting a card in the middle for the client and then surrounding cards for the energies around them. What if we did a final exercise, and you can go ahead and share it here. We've got another 6 minutes together, and then our time is done. But you can also share it on the Global Tarot Circle Facebook page. So if you're not a member of Global Tarot Circle on Facebook, just search on it and ask to join, and I will let you in. And then you can share what you got there. So, riffing on this idea, what if you did this? A 2-card reading for yourself right now. That was you, Tracy. Thank you. Thank you. So, inspired by Tracy, 1 card to represent yourself and a 2nd card to represent the atmosphere around you. 1 card for you, 1 card for what is the energy, what are the energies around you. I'll do it for myself. In the next 5 minutes, let's see how many people we can get in with your reading. Share the cards you got and what it means to you. And then go ahead and bring the exercise to the Global Tarot Circle Facebook page. So, okay. Yeah, this sort of makes sense for me. I am the 4 of Pentacles reversed. Now that for me is about putting out a lot of energy. Doing for others, taking care of others, working for others, reading for others, and I'm doing a lot of that. I'm doing that right now, this minute, in fact. So that's who I am. Something about the atmosphere around me, though, the Knight of Wands reversed. I feel like this speaks to this energy of I have so many creative projects, so many things I want to do, so many things I want to enjoy, that sometimes it's hard to get to all of them. And so I feel like I'm not moving forward as quickly as I would like. I blow through deadlines. A lot of you know this about me. I do not always get things done in time for the deadline. Why? Because I'm so busy reading for people, which is exactly where I want to be and what I want to do. So that's kind of cool. Okay, what do we see here from Susan? She does a directional spread. North for practical concerns, east for state of mind, south for what actions to take, and west for emotions and relationships. Oh, I love that. That's beautiful. So Julie has done her spread. She's the 3 of Wands, and around her is the 6 of Wands. Oh, I love that. It's like an expansive energy from 3 to 6. That's beautiful. Maria is the 9 of Wands reversed and the Moon reversed. So it feels like you might be a little overburdened or impatient right now, Maria, and searching for your truth. Okay, and this will be the last one that I share with you. Joanne is the Chariot. The atmosphere around you, the 8 of Swords. Oh my gosh, wow. You can see how this is such an interesting spread because the Chariot wants to go forward. The 8 of Swords is like, yeah, it's hard to move forward. So that can be an uncomfortable energy there. So, in our last 2 minutes, please do go ahead, if you haven't already, and share your shameless self-promotion. And let me share just a few things. We will meet again in March. I believe our next meeting is March 18th, so mark that on your calendar. For those of you who are local, on February 28th, right before I fly off to Portland, I am teaching a class on the Minor Arcana at Dream Angels in DeQuesta, Florida. Would love to see you there. I will be teaching a tarot class in Madison, Connecticut at the very end of March. Sunday, I think it's March 31st. I hope to see you there, my Connecticut friends. I will be available for readings in Connecticut, end of March, beginning of April. And if you are interested in learning more about tarot spreads and how to use them, and using what I think is a really great tarot spread, check out on pretty much all the pages I touch on Facebook. Look for the link for my 11-card Celtic Cross online class. $10 off right now. It's only $25. So go for it. And I know some of you here already have, and I really appreciate you doing that. I am available for readings. I am available for mentorship. And if you want to be a professional reader, please remember my book, Fortune Stellar, What Every Professional Tarot Reader Needs to Know. We were asked, what is shameless self-promotion? It's when you drop a link and let us know what you're doing so we can support you. And we see that Tracy has dropped a link, Julie has dropped a link, Kimberly has dropped a link, and Angie is going to be there at Dream Angels. I'm so excited. We have a lot of fun at those classes. And you know what? For my Florida peeps, too, I'm going to be doing a psychic gallery in Fort Lauderdale at 0 Point on March 20th, the first day of spring. So that's going to be really exciting. Looking forward to that as well. And Michael Bridge Dixon has dropped a link for the Orbifold Tarot. So thank you so much for that. I really appreciate all of you. If we're not friends on Facebook, please do friend me. I will look forward to working with you. And if you're not a member of the Global Tarot Circle Facebook group, please do join us. Thank you all so much for being here. Have a great night.